Hi, today is July 4th, 2021, and I am St. Jerome of Cryptocurrencies bringing you another podcast. Today, I'd like to talk about freedom, which is appropriate today. What do we want freedom from? Well, we want freedom from a fiat money system. Well, what is a fiat money system? A fiat money system is a system that is not really backed by anything. The government agency, international agency, or whatever country it is, can they just print and print and print money? Well, it used to be they would print actual bills, but now in the digital age, they can actually print digital dollars and loan those out, give them to people, and they just keep sending them out. The American government now, United States, is printing trillions and trillions of dollars. Now, what are these dollars backed by? And here is a scary answer: they are backed by nothing. They are simply pieces of paper that we have good faith stand for something. So, back in the day, gold and silver were used as currency, and gold and silver had an intrinsic value that they were worth something. There was a limited amount of gold and a limited amount of silver that could be mined in it 1 year, and thus it had some value. So here's an example of, and I have this right here. This is a, oh, nice and shiny. This is a Krugerrand from a silver Krugerrand. Let me get where you can see it. There we go, from South Africa. It is 1 ounce silver, pure 99.9% silver. So anyway, I can hold that in my hand. It's got a lot of industrial uses. It's worth something. At the moment, gold is worth more than silver. Silver one day may pass gold because silver is being used up where gold is not being used up. And let you in on a secret, there's more gold than they say there is. So anyway, that is a precious metals, something you can hold in your hand and has been used historically as currency. Um, then the governments came along and said, hey, we'll print a paper certificate and say it's backed by gold or silver. And so there were silver certificates and gold certificates, and you could bring in a silver certificate and you could redeem it at a bank for actual silver if you wished. Well, Richard Nixon took us off the gold standard, and after the gold standard, our currency was not backed really by anything, more by the might of our military and by petroleum. But there's no more precious metals really backing it. So because of that, there's no limit on how many dollars could be printed. So this is an example of a fiat currency. This is United States currency and current. I heard a wise man once say, and his name was Lindsey Williams. Um, Lindsey was a pastor during the Alaska pipeline building, and he was hired to because the men were getting a little rowdy, and they thought if the executives of the oil companies said, "Hey, if we hire Lindsey, he might be able to keep the men in check a little bit and keep down their rowdiness." Well, and he did a very good job. They were so impressed with him that they invited him to come to some of their talks. And during those talks, he made friends with a couple of CEOs. And one thing that the CEOs of the oil companies told him that he shared with his audience when he would talk on radio or do DVDs is if it's printed on a piece of paper, it's worth the price of the paper. So the $20 bill or whatever currency you have is printed on a piece of paper. Is it worth more than the piece of paper? Well, we accept it in good faith that it is worth something, but honestly, it's not backed by anything. Well, we're not the only country that does that. I happen to have a Iraqi 500 dinar note here. There's the currency. There it is right there. 500. So pretty much every country has a paper currency. Is it backed by anything? No, they're all what we call fiat anymore. So fiat means it is not really backed by any kind of commodity. Now, El Salvador did just something unique. They are using the United States currency, fiat money, but they just made Bitcoin um, part of their national currency. So it is, what's the word I'm looking for? It is legal tender in their country now. So if a business wants to do business in El Salvador, they have to accept Bitcoin. They also have to accept United States dollars. They use our dollars. They use American dollars. So um, So what do you do with this new realm of cryptocurrency? Does it have value? Well, it does. And why does it have value? First of all, it is most of them are limited. So this is an example of Litecoin behind me, and there's only going to be 84 Lite million coins ever minted. Litecoin, Bitcoin are minted. So the miners have to their computers have to solve algorithms and math, and it's a competition. And when you sign algorithms, you are awarded with a Litecoin or a Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin doesn't have very many more to go. There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin. Litecoin has more to go, and it's going to be 84 million Litecoin. So Bitcoin right now, I looked today, is around $35,000, and Litecoin was about $145, I think, today on July 4th. So where do you store this Litecoin and Bitcoin? Well, you have several options. You can actually have a receive address called public keys, and then a send address called private keys. The public address, which is printed on the outside of this Litecoin, here is a QR code. That is okay for people to see. Matter of fact, hey, there's a QR code. Send me some Litecoin. But underneath that sticker on a Ballet wallet is the private keys, and you don't want people to have that. If they have your private keys, they can actually take your money. So you don't want to show them your private keys at all. So this is an example of a Litecoin Ballet wallet that can store Litecoin, but it actually can store several. Here is one I'm holding in my hand that I showed previously, and this is a Ballet wallet honoring Pizza Day. And there's the QR code, and when you lift that sticker on the outside up, it exposes the send code, and you can send your currency. This will hold several cryptocurrencies. So what do we have for currency nowadays? Well, we still have precious metals, and they have quite a bit of value. I think the mining ratio right now of silver to gold is for every 1 ounce of gold out of the ground, there's 7 ounces of silver. Well, strangely, the value of gold to silver is about 68:1. So about 68 silver ounces to 1 gold ounce. So that doesn't seem correct because it's 7-to-1 coming out of the ground. Silver might be a good investment. I don't know. I don't offer financial advice. I'm just explaining some things. So don't believe me. I don't know anything about finance. Make your own decisions. Fiat currency, we're all pretty aware of, but we also know, hey, I can't buy quite as much as I used to with my fiat currency. I go to buy a bag of rice that's, I don't even know what rice costs. So that was a bad example. But let's say I want to buy a 20-pound bag of rice, and I say, oh, it's the same price. And I get home and I find out that bag is 15 pounds, not 20 pounds. So somebody is playing games with the price. You may see that when you go to some type of fast food joint where they had these giant Cokes, and they were like, let's say $2.50. And then the next time you come, it's the same price, but the Coke is smaller. So they play games with size and price all the time. I think everybody's noticing the gas is going up and up and up and up. So who prints the fiat money that the United States uses? Well, it's called the Federal Reserve. Who's the Federal Reserve? Is it part of the United States government? And here's the tricky answer: it is not. It is a private corporation, and they are in charge of printing our currency. Pretty good deal if you can do that, print money and not have to worry about backing with anything. So anyway, that's a little bit of discussion of what fiat money is, and what precious metals are, and what electronic money is, like Bitcoin and Litecoin. I got another story before we go. A couple I heard with fiat currency. One goes back to Weimar, Germany, pre-World War II, and the money got so ridiculous at inflation that it took several trillion notes just to buy anything. And there's a story of a couple boys who were sent by their mother with a wheelbarrow full of fiat currency just to see if they could buy anything. And the story is the boys left the wheelbarrow and the money outside to go see if there's anything to buy. When they came back, all the money was there, but someone had stolen the wheelbarrow. So the wheelbarrow had value. The currency at that time did not have any value. Another example is Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe's notes were getting into the trillions of dollars, and it was getting to be, I think, a couple $1 trillion just to buy an egg, a carton of eggs. So that was what can happen with fiat currency. We all know that we can't buy as much nowadays with our currency as we could when we were kids. Um, when I was a child and we went to a fast food hamburger place for like 85 cents, you could get a cheeseburger, a milkshake, and fries easy. Well, you can't do that anymore. So anyway, if you have any questions, just leave a question and comment below. And I will come back with some more podcasts here in the future. Have a good 4th of July, and I will see you again. Thank you very much.